Hey guys, welcome back to Author Journey. My name is CJ Anaya. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about brain fog because some of you have asked me what I'm doing, what I have done in the past, what I'm doing now to try and work through moments where when you sit down and you try to write, maybe your brain just feels super fuzzy. And I think that for the most part, we all kind of know how our bodies work. And we know whether we're being good to our bodies. And so I am just going to mention a few things that I do to help me overcome the brain fog issues. Because even if I have my story outlined the way that I need it to be, even if I know what scene is coming next and I know how everything needs to flow, if my thoughts are fuzzy and I'm very tired and I'm not feeling well, it's very difficult to feel sharp in your mind, obviously, and to be able to write even when you know how it needs to be set out. So it's not even like a I'm stuck or a writer's block thing. It's just that honestly you don't have access to that creative part of your brain, and you kind of need to figure out a routine so that you will not have this problem every time you sit down to write, if any of you have before. So the thing that we're looking at right now is Beachbody on demand. I'm not in a position where I can go to the gym. And even if I did go to the gym, I think for a lot of people, they like to go to the gym. It gets them out of the house, motivates them. Like for me, it's a roadblock. It's one more thing I would have to do. I would have to drive somewhere to do it. And then it's going to cost me anywhere from $30 to, I don't know, $60 a month. I'm not even sure what gym memberships are now. Sometimes they're cheap depending on where you live. A lot of places they're really expensive. So I've mentioned before that I started just this fitness workout thing because one of my friends was a Beachbody coach, and she she got a hold of me and was like, join my workout group and we'll all be accountable with each other, and that was super helpful. But one thing that I liked a lot, when I do just one workout program, I get so bored. I can't do it over and over and over again. I can finish a program, but I don't want to start it over. And sometimes I can do a program for a week, but if I haven't set any clear specific goals for myself as far as what I want my body to do or look like, or maybe I'm trying to tone my arms or something, if I'm just trying to get exercise, I don't really care. I like to mix and match up workouts. So what I have basically is I have an account with Beachbody where it's almost like a gym membership, only you pay quarterly. So for like $34 every 3 months, I get full access to this. So every 3 months I'm paying about, I don't know, $34. And I get to stream all of these different workouts. So this is new. I don't know. Anytime it says new, I think you have to like pay for it, but I just wait until it doesn't say new anymore, and then I don't have to like pay extra for that. Oh, I can do it. See, it says play. I could totally do it. But she scares me because I've done a couple of her courses, and dang, she just is crazy. I love the 3-week yoga retreat because it's like a beginning one, and I like to be very smooth and calm, and yoga is a great way to get out of that with a brain fog. So I did the 21-day fix, loved it, both loved it and hated it because Autumn is just a beast, man. And I love Pio. That's a really great one. A lot of these are just like 30 minutes a day, and I'm a fan of a 30-minute workout. That's all I need. So as you can see, you have access to all of this, and you can stream it anytime. So there's like Insanity, Sean. I like Sean T. This dude is fun. There's a kids one, kids and family, where they can work out with you. That's fun. Country Heat, where you're dancing. Pre and postnatal fitness for any of you ladies who are interested in that. Any of you men who are interested in P90. I did the 22-minute hard course thing. Oh my word. It's like, I have to work up to these things. I don't need to know how out of shape I am. Like, I don't need that thrown in my face, but man, was it thrown in my face with this dude. And so that's an 8 weeks thing, and it's only 22 minutes a day, but you're just like vomiting at the end of it. So I don't know. I would work up to that if you're interested in that, but dang, it was rough. I love the Brazilian butt lift. That's a fun one. The one that I am doing right now, the Asylum, Insanity. Yeah, Shanti, you're insane. Crazy. crazy sauce right there. The one that I'm doing right now that's a lot of fun is hip hop abs. And so I just really wanted to focus on my tummy because I hate it. I hate my tummy. It looks terrible. And so I'm doing a lot of, you're just doing a lot of like flexing with your abs and dancing at the same time. And I love dance cardio stuff. It just makes me feel like I'm not exercising, just having fun. So it's nice that I have all of these options and that I can try all of these different things, do different things. Some of these programs are older, yada yada. Anyways, so this is what I do. I have access to this all year round. I pay like around $34 every 3 months. I can give you some links to that if you want to check it out. I'm sure that my coach would be thrilled if you checked it out. So I will, I'll give you those links. But what this does for me is it gets me a routine. And I don't know when you would have time to exercise, but you should do it. If you're worried about brain fog, you should definitely exercise before you work out. Or you should definitely exercise before you write. It always helps me. And so I'm able to get a lot of oxygen to the brain, and it helps me to focus that way. So I would definitely look into this, and I'll put those links there, and maybe this would be for you. I don't know, because there are other really good workout programs too, like Core Rhythms. That's like salsa, ballroom, Latin dancing stuff, which also works your abs, and I've done that before. That was a fun one because you're dancing and you're learning how to do all those moves that I am not very good at, but still managed. So anything that you can do, but if you're on a tight budget and you can't afford like a monthly gym membership, this might be an option for you since you only have to pay every 3 months. And then you have access to all of these different workouts and just switch it up and have fun with it. And it's got the meal plans and like the calendar of which day you should do what in each thing. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. Another thing that helps me when I'm dealing with brain fog, it's nutrition. And I think a lot of people are not aware of how your health is really in your gut, and feeling good and having energy. It's the huge thing about that, like any autoimmune diseases, any chronic issues that you're having with your health, a lot of it has to do with just your eating habits and whether you're digesting things properly. And so I like BioOptimizers. They've got really good stuff for probiotics and for digestion. I also use like aloe juice in my shakes every day because I'm kind of on this kick where I read this book called It Starts With Food. I'll put a link to that. I'll put all sorts of links. You guys can take a look at this stuff, and hopefully it will help you as you write, because really it's very difficult to write when you don't feel good. At least that's for me. And from what I'm getting out of all of the emails that I've received, a lot of your complaints have to do with not being able to focus, like lack of focus, brain fog, tired, irritable, cranky, like you just are not in the mood to write. Like all of this stems from poor eating habits, poor health issues, which also stems from poor eating habits, and not enough physical exertion. And if you're staring at your computer all the time like I am, a lot of times, there's a little bit of disruption there too. So you're not sleeping very well because it disrupts a little bit of just when it prevents your ability to release melatonin so that you can sleep well. And so sleeping is an issue. And I'm going to put a link to some glasses that I use that are very helpful. You can find them on Amazon, but I'll just put a link to them so that you can check them out. They kind of block the blue, I'm trying to remember what these are called now. Are they blue rays? I can't remember, from your screen, from your phone and your laptop screen, so that your body will release the melatonin and it's not being blocked by that. I have found that I sleep so much better now that I have those glasses that I wear when I'm watching this. It's almost like sunglasses, only not. I don't know how to describe it. I should have had another page to show you what they look like. But I'll give you some links on Amazon where you can check those out. And they're not that expensive at all. But I think what you'll find is that if you're the type of person who writes at night and is on your computer quite a bit and you're having a hard time sleeping, that's going to help you. That's going to help you release the melatonin that you need to release so you can sleep well. So sleeping really good, that's one thing that will help you. being able to digest your food properly. You can find some aloe juice that will also help with inflammation in your stomach, because if you have inflammation in your stomach, probably means you have like systematic inflammation. So eating well, using aloe juice, which you can actually find at Walmart. It's like $6 like for a gallon. I think you can find it in like the pharmaceutical area where like the Tums are, stuff like that. I use that all the time and it's really helpful. And then really good probiotics are very helpful. That book that talks about It Starts with Food, that's really helpful. So I think maybe what you need to ask yourself as I'm listing all of these things that may be affecting your ability to focus and write, you need to ask yourself, am I getting 30 minutes of exercise every day in some form or another? If you're not, you need to consider it. Definitely. Whether it's it does not have to be cardio. It can be yoga, it could be breathing exercises, just something that gets your heart pumping and your body going. So important that you do this. And it has nothing to do with losing weight. I'm not talking about losing weight, and I'm not talking about being on a diet. I'm talking about eating healthier foods, and I'm talking about getting the proper exercise that you need so that you are sharp and focused. And then ask yourself, after you eat, is your stomach always upset? Do you always feel bloated? Do you feel incredibly tired, like you need to take a nap after you eat? You're not eating the right things, or you're just not digesting them properly, or the way that you're having to digest these foods is just taking up so much of your energy, which means yet again that you're probably eating something that isn't good for you. So I'm not on a diet per se. Because of that book that I've read and I'm implementing, I stay away from dairy products. I stay away from bread. And I know I love bread. Most of the time I stay away from bread. But for the most part, I stay away from like wheat because it can give me a lot of digestive issues. And then I stay away from sugar for sure. Because that will give me an instant migraine anytime I have it. So I just notice, being off of that stuff for 30 days when I was doing this, it was incredible, the difference. You don't notice how awful you feel until you finally start doing things that make it so that you're starting to feel better. And then when you go back to your old habits, it's like, oh my gosh, how long was I operating in this body where I was like barely functioning? I was just surviving. You just get so used to barely functioning and just surviving that you don't even realize how bad off you are. And I remember the moment that happened when I finally ate something that I knew I shouldn't have. It was super bad. And it wasn't something that I, needed. It was just a habit. It was emotional and I went for it and I ate it and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to feel like this all the time and I could never focus and I was so scattered. It was so frustrating. So, ask yourself if those are the types of things that you're dealing with. And you can look into these. I like this Bio Optimizer, these probiotics. A friend turned me onto these a while ago. My mentor, actually, Stefan did. He did a video on this, and it was really pretty darn amazing. And I haven't found anything quite like this on the market. I've tried a lot of different things, but I really like this. Now, you can find something cheaper. I don't know how effective it will be. I'm not an expert on these things. I just know that I like this company, and I like what they have to offer. And so I can put links to that as well. And that way you guys can kind of check off all of these things. Maybe before you rehaul your manuscript, you need to rehaul your body. Maybe you need to rewrite the program and the way that you're functioning. Because I know that a lot of people with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, a lot of these autoimmune diseases, many of them, the symptoms can be lessened when the appropriate foods are being eaten. And a lot of people can get off their meds altogether. And when I was reading that It Starts with Food book, it was interesting, the testimonials of people who decided to take out all of these different foods that were so bad for them and, ate the right foods. They didn't cut calories or anything. They just ate the right foods. How they were able to start getting off medications that they'd been on all their lives due to illness, and how everything was changing for them. Now, obviously, the way that applies to an author is if you're feeling better and your mind is clear and you're not dealing with constant chronic pain or fatigue or brain fog, clearly you're going to write better, you're going to plan better, you're going to be able to deal with deadlines better. And oh, my dog is scratching on the door. And so taking care of your body, spending a little time every day to take care of yourself. And I've harped on this on morning rituals, and I've talked about this in other things too, because it's so important. And you guys keep asking me about the things that I do. And so I'm happy to share this with you, because sometimes it's a lot of trial and error. You look for things that are going to work and they don't work. And so all of these things that I have found work really well for me. The Beachbody workout programs, the probiotics, aloe juice, the book that I read, I will have links to all of that. You can go through and decide if maybe you're at a stage in your life where you need to make a few changes, mentally, emotionally, and physically, so that you can focus on your career as an author. And if you need to take a little time out and not write, just so that you can get into a new pattern and a new habit of loving yourself and taking care of yourself, then I would do that. I took some time off. I decided that I needed to take a month off of writing about a year and a half ago, just so that I could focus on new meals, new eating habits, and working out. So my goals for every day was 30 minutes of working out, and then the meal planning, making sure that I was eating properly. And I had to put that into focus and make those things a habit. It was habit forming. And I knew that if I was doing that, and then I was trying to deal with the stress of writing and everything else that was going on, I wasn't going to be able to do both. So I needed to implement that and change health and change some very long-standing life choices that had been bad for me, in order to be successful as I continued further on. So I hope that this will help you. This is not a come to Jesus moment in the sense that I'm telling you to lose like 100 pounds. Whatever you weigh, I don't care. I just want you to feel better. I just want you to feel better. And I didn't go into it thinking, oh, I need to lose weight. I went into it thinking I have got to feel better so that my writing is more meaningful. My time with my family is more meaningful. Everything that I attempt to accomplish is something that I can do smarter and healthier, just to get the job done in a better way instead of constantly spinning my wheels, never really focused and never really capable of doing what I wanted to do. So hopefully this will help you with any concerns or issues you have. I'm not a health specialist. I just know what works for me. So I wanted to share the positive, helpful information for you guys, and you can take advantage of that. Please make sure that you comment if you have any questions. If you're having health issues and you have ideas about things that have helped you, be sure to let us know, and then I can comment and we can start a discussion. Like the video if you think this helped you, and make sure that you subscribe so you can join our family. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.